Welcome back, everybody. We took a short hiatus here for the basketball Houston Rockets side of things, but here we are back again. I got my boy Dante here. You can follow him at Coach Dante31 on Instagram, Twitter, and he's also got a YouTube channel. You can follow me. This is me, Preston. You can follow me at drip2piece_GAWD on Twitter, Instagram as well. And you can follow this channel here at the H-Town Rundown as our channel. We got Spotify, we got YouTube. That's where you're watching right now, most likely. We got Twitter, and we got Instagram. Baby, it's good to be back. Dante, how are you?
Hey, man, I'm good, man. I'm ready to talk some Houston Rockets. We haven't talked Houston Rockets that much in the offseason, especially we haven't get a chance to, talk about the Summer League team and then who earned a two-way shot up on the roster. But I'll say, man, I'm ready to get into it, man. Basketball's almost back, man. So half of the schedules has been named. We almost out, man. We almost October.
It's really already almost there. Basketball really is a 24/7 all year round sport when you think about it. It's so crazy. Even during the off season. I mean, we just heard about the diva James Harden over there at Philly, and that was going pretty wild this morning. Man, I'm just excited to be back, though. I'm excited to be back, especially to have Dante over here. He's been holding it down on his own channel as well. And let's talk Rockets, right? We got a couple things we're going to talk about today. Something I want to hit home on, between some of who's going to thrive the most with on the Houston Rockets here, with Ime leading the charge, as well as a secret question. We're going to get to that. It's going to be fun. And then we're going to play a game of who is most likely to ... It's going to be real fun, man. I'm excited.
I can't wait for it. Let's do it. I can't wait. Let's do it.
Let's jump right into it, man. So we got a lot of the main guys up in here right here. All I could fit on here on this good size. Who's going to thrive the most, right? We want to look at people who are going to be mainly a defensive engine, right? We know people like Jabari and especially Tari, in my opinion. I think those are probably going to be the guys that are going to be most fit for Ime's kind of, his scheme that he's going to be running. We know that Ime's got a tendency to run defensive-minded people first, which is why that Boston Celtics team works so well, because at the time, Jaylen Brown, just a defensive-minded guard who can also play the three. You got Derek White, Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart ended up winning DPOY. And then you got Robert Williams out there, who was second in DPOY before he ended up getting injured. You got Al Horford, who is a defensive engine, and Jason Tatum, who I personally think took a huge defensive leap with Ime at the helm. I mean, if we look at that, and then we look at the formula we have here in Houston, I mean, Jabari and Tari, for me, are going to be the guys that are really going to thrive. What do you think?
I agree with you on that. That's not a bad thought, man, especially what you see him in the Summer League. And when they asked him a question, aren't you too good for the Summer League? I like the response by Jabari Smith. Said, man, I'm 20 years old. I'm young. Some of these second-year guys like Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, they played throughout the whole Summer League. So, man, that's just an opportunity to improve your game and just get out there and play with the guys that you're going to be potential playing with this coming season, like Amen Thompson. He's going to probably be our sixth man, our seventh man off the bench. Tari Eason is going to be the sixth man coming off the bench, but he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be playing for us pretty early. But I'm going to say Jalen Green is going to be the one to thrive. You see him; he's already out there busting his behind, working out already. He's 6'6". He's got all the making to be a defensive guru. He's got all the making to be a defensive guru. But I think he's going to take more of a leap on the offensive side of the ball, because you're going to have a Fred VanVleet, who is a 20-point per game scorer. You're going to also have him in situations where he's going to take better open shots. He's going to take better shots in better situations. There's also, you're going to have Dillon Brooks is going to be out there defending. Dillon Brooks is going to be out there defending and harassing people and pissing people off. No matter what people will say about Dillon Brooks, but you need a guy like that with toughness. You need a guy like that that's going to get up under people's skin. You need a guy like that that's going to come in training camp and push some of these young guys as well. So I'm not mad at Ime Udoka. I know people want to make jokes about Dillon Brooks and why is he a part of a locker room and stuff like that. But Ime Udoka knows what he's doing. Ime Udoka has been a part of a championship culture. So he's not going to bring you in if he's going to tolerate some of the nonsense. You see, he said, no, I'm not bringing James Harden here. We're going to go with the guys we got. So I like that, man. I'm like, we got a coach, man, that's going to put his foot down on these players, and that's going to have a lot of that's already got a lot of say. So these for off-season free agents was Ime Udoka guys, and he's bringing culture guys in this young locker room right here, and that's what I like. I think Jalen Green is going to take a huge step up. I would say he's going to be on the brink of an all-star year this year. I think he's going to play more, better, comfortable shots. You're going to see a lot of ball movement in some of these games. I think some of these games that we will lose, a lot of these close games that we were losing last year that we blew in the fourth quarter, we're going to win them this year. So I got extreme confidence in our head coach, our coaching staff. Kevin Porter Jr., I think he will be probably, and he's going to be in the running for 6th man of the year. Let's be honest, he's going to be in the running, and I think he's going to have a change. And he already loves it. I pretty much think he already loves it. Him and Ime Udoka already got a relationship bonding already. He's out there working out. He's working out as well. So all of these guys put in the work early, and we didn't see that last year. We didn't see that the last 2 years when they was putting in the work. They putting in the work early, and that's what I like.
Definitely, Dante just loves to sum it up, man. He's so good at that. For real, I mean, I want to go back and reel it in. This is something about James Harden here, which was really interesting. Him saying no and vetoing on that. It really seems like, now, obviously, we are the Houston Rockets, right? A little side note. We're going to focus on the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
But whenever James Harden's name is mentioned, we have to talk about it. Yep. So let's just get that done out of the way right away here in the first few minutes. James Harden came out publicly with the video stating that he is calling Daryl Morey a liar. That's absolutely insane. To not only say that, like say something on Twitter or a report about him saying it, but he said it, and then he said, let me reiterate, essentially saying, in case you didn't hear me the first time, I am being, excuse my language, dead ass about this statement here. That's wild. And for him to come out and say that is just, especially almost getting ready to head into training camp here soon, that's not good. And we saw what happened last time with us when Fat Suit Harden came in. He said, I don't really want to be here. And our front office tried to keep him. We did our best, but he ended up going anyway. So as for it pertains to, how Ime was really at the helm of declining James Harden here, he was the one that vetoed it, essentially. I'd say that's a huge move, not only for us, but for the organization in general, for the fan base and the organization, because we want to be able to get Fred VanVleet, right? And we have like a complete roster. If we would have got James Harden and played Harden ball, I mean, how far are we getting, and what's really the point of it except to give Harden a swan song, a send-off for 2 seasons before he would likely end up retiring, versus now where we've got a guard who's not necessarily young. He's definitely a veteran. He's got a couple good years left in him, I'd say. I mean, he's coming off of a year removed from his first All-Star game. He could be an all-NBA caliber player. He's fantastic defensive guard, one of the better defensive guards in the entire league, especially on the perimeter, getting them steals. He kind of takes off Kyle Lowry when you really want to think about it. And then going along with that, Dylan Brooks signing him, and then a couple of the guys we ended up signing, John Longdale and all that. I would say James Harden move, declining him, was good, positive for us. And unfortunately for James, he's not going to get that max contract. But I just got to laugh.
Yeah,
calling Daryl Morey a liar.
Like you said, man, these moves are not made if we still got Steven Silas. I don't care how much money we had. These moves are not made. And we got to be honest, Steven Silas was no more than a puppet for Raphael Stone because he was not respected. He was not respected as a head coach. He's never been a part of a winning or culture. He's basically probably the worst head coach in the NBA. For us record-wise, for us teaching the game. Ime Udoka got a lot of respect. He comes in immediately. He commands respect. And he comes in immediately and say, hey, man, you can see he has already the respect level of Raphael Stone. He has already the say-so of who he wants and what he wants to do, what kind of coaches he wanted. You seen Raphael Stone say it. Yeah. Raphael Stone said, hey, they said, hey, I don't know. I don't want to answer that question. I will take that over to Ime Udoka. Last year, if that was, you can't tell me if that was Steven Silas, you wouldn't answer that question. You can't. That's why you laughing. I laughed at that. You can't tell me if that was Steven Silas, he wouldn't answer that question. He would have answered that. He would have actually answered that question, but he knows. And I just think this is a good new step and a good regime right here. Picking the right head coach, a championship winning head coach, a championship philosophy head coach. And all these players, I can see all these players improving, especially Jabari Smith. Like you said, I believe he's going to take a massive jump offensively and defensively. We're going to be playing some good defense. I can see this team being a really, really good defensive team, like a top 15, top 12-ish defensive team coming up out of the season. I can really see the jump because, again, Ime Udoka is a motivator. He gets guys to buy in, and the guys are already buying in. Jabari Smith was a coach working with kids this offseason, man. So
he was.
Yeah, again, man, I can see guys just being motivated and going out there playing for a new energy in the locker room. And this coaching staff, too, is going to be really, really helpful, too. Royal, Ivy, we had the coach already took us to the Summer League Championship. This is so much fun for our guys out there. You know, Cam Whitmore, there was questions about him when him and Jabari Smith and Tari Eason they didn't let him play no more in the Summer League. But you see Cal Whitmore take that jump and take that next step of leading this team to the Summer League Championship. But this team was fun, man. You can tell how much fun these guys were playing this Summer League. But you can watch. I'm telling you, we're gonna have so much fun this year. This team is gonna be there's gonna be a lot of improvement. And again, man, Amen Thompson, a very good defender, very great defender, 6'7". That's going to find guys wide open. That's going to dribble the basketball. That's going to really make a play. Fred VanVleet should be more efficient this coming season. He wasn't efficient last year because he rarely had shooters in Toronto. He rarely had shooters pretty much in Toronto last year. His only good shooter was OG Anunoby. I believe he shot over 37% from the three-point line. So this team's going to be really fun to watch, man. They're going to buy in on the defensive side of the ball and having somebody toughness with Dillon Brooks in that locker room. Hey, that's going to push these guys and it's going to push you in practice. I'm telling you, we're going to be something special on the defensive side of the ball.
I cannot wait. Especially like you want to talk about on the defensive side, right? Specifically, we talked a lot about defense already, and I think that really says a lot to what we're going to be really like paying attention to for going forward for this team. But like, yeah, Fred VanVleet with that defensive intensity, and then moving from a player like OG Anunoby, who everybody wanted. I mean, Dillon Brooks isn't necessarily OG Anunoby, but like, I mean, the corner catch and shoot threes. I mean, get him in the corner, catch that thing is fine. He's shooting over 37% on open catch and shoot threes, which is a fantastic number.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if we can bump that up a little bit higher, that'd be lovely. But he's also, you know, I mean, his 3-point percentage definitely did take a hit this season because of some of the ill-advised threes and things he was making. Him having to take a huge load off of huge load of the brunt of the offensive scoring schedule, I guess, because of Ja Morant being out for so many games. So perhaps he got in his own head and got a little too big here, but hopefully coming here, his ego will be, you know, down a little bit. You know, I know we talk about players all the time and their ego, especially when it came to KPJ and Christian Wood back in the day and John Wall even. But I would say if Dillon Brooks can really keep that under control, I could see this duo working between Fred VanVleet and Dillon Brooks being pretty nice.
I agree with you. I mean, like I say, Ime Udoka is the right guy in his locker room, and I don't think he will play none of that egotistic nonsense. Yep. Stephen Silas, like I said, we had more of a puppet. That's why you seen guys do what they want to do, however they want to do it. No accountability. It starts with the leader, and that was Stephen Silas. No motivation towards the guys. Even the practices wasn't right. Even Raphael Stone, he's a GM. He's running the practices. This year, it won't be with Ime Udoka. So I got full confidence and 1,000% faith in him that he's going to control some of these egos in the locker room, but he's also going to tell these veterans like Fred VanVleet and Dillon Brooks, by the way, who's on an all-defensive team, still managed to make the all-defensive team anyway, to push these young guys, and that's what they're exactly going to do. These are the perfect leaders for this team. Jeff Green, Grandpa Jeff, you forgot about him, man. An underrated pickup. That's commands respect in the locker room. NBA champion also this is his second stint with us, and he's going to be a big part of that locker room. So we got the right savvy veterans a part of this locker room.
Definitely. We didn't even touch up on one player here, Sengun. We haven't even said anything about him yet. Nope. Speaking of Boston, we probably said this before, but let's just reiterate. Boston wanted Sengun if he would have fallen down to him in the draft. So the fact that Ime got the guy he want on the team that he now owns, right, back out over here in Houston, I'd say maybe even Şengün's defense might take a hit or take a positive bump up. And we see with him playing over in the Turkish league over there, him getting these chase down blocks and crazy passes. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like if Şengün doing this over in the Turkish league, coming off the bench, what's he gonna do for us starting? You know,
Yep.
I'm just excited, and he does look taller. You know, if he is 6'11".
He's 6'11" in shoes. He's 6'11". He admitted that already. Yep.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm a fan of Şengün and this potential starting lineup of likely Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, and Şengün. That's a solid defensive lineup. And the only
yes,
the only like potential liability is Jalen Green, but if he gets his head out of the gutter and actually starts defending on the perimeter and watching those backdoor cuts, that's actually, like you said, but potentially a top 15, top 12 defense in the league when it's all said and done. Now, of course, we're doing a lot of speculating here, but I mean, it's fun to speculate in the offseason.
Yes,
it's very fun to speculate in the offseason. And another player that we saw was fantastic on defense down in the summer league, Amen Thompson.
Yep,
bro is a dog. And I cannot wait. And another dog we have on our team, Cam Whitmore.
Cam Whitmore, yep.
I cannot wait to have that guy out there, man.
We got some guys, and I actually feel good about our bench. Our bench is pretty loaded, man. If you look at it, you got Kevin Porter Jr., who can easily give you 15 points off of the bench. You're gonna have Tari Eason on the bench. You're gonna have, Amen Thompson coming off the bench. If you want to put Cam Whitmore in the rotation, you can. That's enough minutes for all of these guys. That's about a good 9-man rotation that you're running to get some fresh guys on the floor. So if you want to, you can run it. You can definitely run a 9-man rotation. I'm actually excited about the group of guys, and it's a lot of long, height defensive guys up on this team. And watching Amen Thompson, facilitate in the summer league was fun, man. That you had no idea how much happy I was. It was one play, I believe, on a pick and roll. I forgot who that was, but he got a 2-way contract with Denver. He got a 2-way contract, ended up getting a two-way contract with Denver. It was a nice little pick and roll. He threw the ball so accurate. It's so good. The dude didn't even know the ball was coming. It hits him right in the face. It hits him right
yeah, bro. Yeah, I was like, man, like what play he talking about? Yeah, bro, that was crazy.
Hey, that was nice, man. But Amen Thompson, man, making passes as a 6'7" point guard to some of these point guards in the NBA right now that really can't even make, man. And he's a very good finisher. He seems to be a very good finisher, finishing with his left hand, and he's right-handed. He took the top of the three confidence shot versus Portland. Didn't even hesitate. He took it and he knocked it down. He was very good with us. He was very good. I would like to see more of him if it wasn't for the injury, but I'd rather have him on opening night right now. And we're going to see a lot of them throughout this regular season. A lot of growth, a lot of youth for this guy, and a lot of very good defensive probabilities from Amen Thompson.
Definitely, dude. I'm just so excited. The thing that we talked about all throughout the regular season last year was defense, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that we got that, like we now have that. A lot of the excuses are out the window. I forget the exact wordage that Ime uses, but youth is not an excuse.
Yep, he used that in the press conference. Yep,
youth is not an excuse no more, and I am a fan of what he's gonna do. He's gonna turn these guys into some dogs, man. We already got some dogs on our team as it is, and they had that dog mentality. But I mean, just from the summer league alone, we saw what the potential, the flashes of potential from what our guys are gonna be, and I'm just excited. I'm so excited. And that brings me to the next thing. We were talking about all-star, all-NBA kind of stuff over here. So let's play a fun game of you ready? Who is most likely to? All right. So first one up is who is most likely to win individual awards.
Okay.
All right. So these are the guys I got up here, and Dante's going to say yes or no on them. And then we can explain why if we got any differences. So the top guy I have in there, the top right corner, obviously, Amen Thompson. He's going to be our most likely candidate to win Rookie of the Year. He's going to have a tough draft class. He's going to go through. He's got Wemby. He's got Chet, who's also going to be technically playing for his rookie season, even though he was redshirted all last season. And then on top of that, he's got that old boy down there in the Portland. He's got to go against too, and Brendan Miller. So we'll see what happens. But otherwise, Ahmed Thompson is most likely to win Rookie of the Year on our team.
I'm gonna say he's gonna be in the running, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be out of Chet Holmgren, and it's gonna be out of probably Scoot Henderson. Yeah. I would say that. I would say he will be in the running though. I will say he'll be in the running. He's gonna have a solid year, and most of it is gonna come off the bench. Most of it, he's going to come off the bench. You got Scoot Henderson who's going to start immediately. Chet Holmgren is going to start immediately. We already know. And plus, he kind of bulked up his body a little bit. He transitioned his body, so he's going to be fresh. And it sucks because he was out the whole year, so he classifies as a rookie because he missed a full season. But I would say he's going to be in the running, but I would say he would just come up short. I would say he just come up short just because he's going to have a limited minutes. But coming off the bench, some games we're going to see Ahmed Thompson finish a lot of games, finish some of these games this year. But he's going to have to doing it coming off the bench too as well. But I would say he's going to be in the running. But I would say Chet Holmgren and Scoot Henderson is going to be one of the guys that's going to be making it.
Definitely. I guess we will end up seeing, right? Of course, Cam Whitmore is probably going to be buried on the bench. He probably won't play too many minutes. And I could foresee him also playing a lot of G League minutes here in the future. But I'm going to stick with it, Amen. I believe in what he can do potentially. Okay. Especially if he ends up starting a couple games. I mean, you never know. We'll see how much love he gets. But he's definitely going to be making all rookie first team.
Yes, I agree with that. I think he makes all rookie first team.
Definitely. Now, next guy I have on the list here, who was most likely to win an award for our team, is Tari Eason. Tari Eason, I believe, will be most likely to win Most Improved Player of the Year. Now, maybe not this season, but between this and next season, the way Tari hustles, works in the gym, and he's got his game he's working on, all we ask him to do is start hitting layups, and he would have been Rookie of the Year. That's all he needed. And it happens. Every rookie got, everyone hit a rookie wall. Everyone's got the things that they got to work on and whatnot. But this year, if Tari's starting to hit his layups between this year and next year, he starts to make a couple more threes. He can get in the bag a little bit. I got Tari winning potentially at some point in his career a Most Improved Player of the Year.
Yes, I got Tari in some state of his career, like you said, winning a Defensive Player of the Year award. But I got him this year making a all-defensive team. Got him this year. He's that good. He's going to be that good on the defensive side of the ball this year, and he's going to improve as scoring-wise. So I got him this year. He's going to be making one of the all-defensive teams this year, whether it's second team, all-defense, first team. But I think he's going to make an all-defensive team this year, his second year in the league.
Woo! That'd be crazy. I'm all for it, though. Tari is that dog. He got that potential in him. I believe he could do it, especially under a coach. Ime Udoka is likely. It's very, very likely.
Likely. It ain't far-fetched. Yep.
Yeah, I'm into it. All right, next award. Kevin Porter Jr. For us, this year, he is most likely to win Sixth Man of the Year.
I agree. Sixth man, yes.
I could see him average anywhere from 15 to 18 off the bench on solid efficiency. I'm talking about 56 to 58% true shooting percentage. I could easily see him being very better, more improved on the defensive end. Not all defensive caliber, but a little bit better than the average defender, especially coming off the bench, guarding those bench guys. And he's been in the league for the last 4 or 5 years. It'd be nice to see him playing off the bench in a role that I think fits him better personally. And he can play more of that combo guard versus trying to play the point and being forced to play a position he's not great in. And then he can play his more natural position, the 2/3. I'm very excited to see the playmaking prowess he potentially can gain from Fred VanVleet as well. And then just in general, the defensive intensity that he can bring to the team.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's most likely to win Sixth Man of the Year. I think he's going to average between 16, 17 points per game coming off the bench.
Definitely. We agree on one, finally. It only took 3, but I'm into it. All right. So, now here's a little bit of a hot take. It's not going to be this year. It's not going to be next year. But at some point in Jabari's career, he's going to be most likely to win a Defensive Player of the Year award. We saw him clamping Giannis down, which is absolutely crazy, and he got the nickname Locksmith after that game. he was somebody who also clamped down KD for a few moments, clamped
Yep.
down Cat for a few moments, clamped down Ant for a few moments. He was talking to LeBron, how LeBron missed a couple shots. Jabari got that dog in him, and he's just so long, he's so lengthy. On top of him being a potential true two-way player in the league, Jabari is going to be most likely to win DPOY on our team.
I agree. He's gonna at some point he's gonna win the Defensive Player of the Year award. But this year, I think Jabari will be in the discussion for most improved player this year in the award. I believe he will be one of the most. He will be in the discussion for most improved player. I think his points per game numbers is going to go up. I believe he's going to be more efficient from the 3-point line. I believe Ime Udoka is going to put him in some situations where he end up down on the block, posting up, or getting him in some situations where he's going to definitely knock down most of those open some shots. I believe he's going to be more involved in the offense than he was last year. He wasn't as lightly. Some games he will be involved in the offense, and some games he'll be taken out of the offense. I actually believe he's going to be more involved in the offense this year because we're going to definitely have an offensive scheme we're going to run through on the court.
Definitely, I'm excited. So most improved player. I didn't really think about it like that. We saw in the summer league him really being able to put the ball on the floor and get to the post in any way he wanted. He was really a bully on people too. He looks bigger. His frame looks a lot bigger. So yeah, I could see that as potential award as well. Most improved player this year. He plays so well. He was very fluid in the summer league, especially. And I know with summer leagues we can't completely transfer it over. But gosh dang it, even if he plays 80% of what he did in the summer league comes to the regular season, most improved player is very likely. I'm into that. Good choice. And finally, I've got my guy, Jalen Green. Y'all know what award I'm going to give him. Not this season, but some point in his career, Jalen Green on our team is most likely to win MVP. Now, the reason I say that is because, specifically speaking, players who win are usually a top 3, top 5 in points per game in the league and are a top 3, top 4 team in the entire league in general. If we have our team and some of them reach, even just 3 of them reach close to their ceiling, close to their full potential, with Jalen Green especially, him being able to put up, we had, I believe, 3 40-point games last season, and 42 bomb, which was very efficient. He hit 8 threes as well. If that's something Jalen Green can do for the rest of his career, continue to grow as a scorer, and then we saw his playmaking as well, him playing point guard, which was very interesting, and Eric Gordon at the 2 for some time, and even back when KPJ was hurt, we had Jalen starting at the 1. I mean, he had some pretty good playmaking games. 7 assists, I think, is his career high, between 7 and 8 assists, which is really nice. And he's a very solid rebounder. If it's in the area, he's just so springy. He's getting that board anyway. If we can see some sort of increase perimeter defense at all, and kind of locking down that post a little bit more, and then a higher uptick in his scoring somewhere along 27 plus points per game on a high-seeded team, Jalen Green, his career could win MVP.
I definitely agree with that. I believe he's going to be an MVP candidate. We're not, like I say, we're not saying this year or next year in the near future, but I'm going to go a step further and say this. This year, Jalen Green will be a part of the All-Star discussion. I think he's going to that leap up this year. I'm telling you, I'm excited. I'm excited about Coach Ime Udoka. I believe he's going to take more efficient shots. And I believe we're going to have an offensive velocity this year based on the discipline Ime Udoka is going to be bringing to this team. We're going to actually be running some offense. You're going to see a lot of ball movement, not so much standing around watching Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr. Play do your thing basketball. You're going to actually see an offensive system ran around. And that's why it's so important to bring in a veteran point guard like a Fred VanVleet, man, to control the offense when everything is not going right and settle everybody down. So I think he's definitely going to be into the All-Star discussion this year, but I definitely agree again. He's going to be an MVP future candidate, but I'm expecting him to make this jump to be a part of the All-Star, be some discussion in the discussion of an All-Star team. Not saying he will actually make it because the West full of guards, they may be a little bit more deep than you think, but I will say he will enter his way into the All-Star discussion.
Definitely. I mean, that second year with Christian Wood, he almost ended up making the All-Star cut, and that would have been crazy and we
Yep.
had like 12 wins at the time. So, guys, everyone just got to smash that vote button once it comes out for Jalen Green. I am totally voting for him to be All-Star, and I also think that it's likely, especially if
Yep.
we're up towards, potentially that 30-35 win route. It's
Mm-hmm.
very likely
In
that
the play-in
Jalen,
tournament or the 8
yeah,
seed, something like that, I can see it.
yeah, if we're in playing tournament level, that's already an improvement from where we were last year.
Yep.
And if we're in playing tournament around the time the All Star break happens or All Star voting starts and ends, Jalen Green could be an All Star.
Yep.
I'm down for it. I'm
Yep.
all here for it. My goat can be an All Star any day of the week he
Yep.
wants.
Yep. Yep.
And especially if he's got a little bit more. Because that's the thing on him is that he's just a shot chucker.
Yep.
His efficiency can go up by 2% in his true shooting, 3%. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, he's an all-star. I absolutely agree with that.
Yep.
That was a good one.
And by the way, what you said about Christian Wood, forgot the man. Like you said, he was part of the All-Star voting. In those games, don't you know we had the AC at that point? He got hurt.
Yes,
we had actually got hurt. Then next game, I think John Wall went down against San Antonio, and that was it, pretty much.
Yep, the rest is history after that. Yep, here we are. Here we are. Finally, I have our next who was most likely to, and that's going to be All NBA and or All Defensive Honor guys. So we got a bunch of guys on here, and of course we can talk about more if you'd like, but it's going to be pretty obvious the guys that get on here. I think it's possible that a guy like Jae'Sean Tate, Fred VanVleet, Cam Whitmore, Tari Jabari, and Dylan Brooks, those guys there, it's likely they can make an all-defensive team.
Yeah.
I'd say it in their career. Jabari, potentially this year. Tari, potentially this year. Jae'Sean Tate, if he can just be healthy and play 70 games, he could even make it. And we play him at the 3 instead of the 4, have him being a 6'4" power forward, let him be a 6'4" 2-guard/3 wing. I could definitely see him being a part of a defensive team sometime in his career. If Cam Whitmore is like this at all in the regular season from Summer League, that MVP level Cam Whitmore from the Summer League, he's definitely all defensive team material here. I mean, we saw what he was looking like out there. He's just a dog, just a killer. 7 steals in a Summer League. Bro, why are you playing with him? 5 blocks. Bro, quit playing with him, bro. Quit playing with him.
That game, that 8 steal game was insane. That was crazy. That was insane. Insane game. He was all over the place in that ball game. And plus, he showed some of them. He showed some ability. The explosiveness is just very good, man. You see the way how he controls his body in the air, and he just jump up with effortless and finish. He's a very good finisher. Dylan Brooks, he's already an all NBA defender. He's already an all NBA defender, so it wouldn't surprise me at all this year. Like I say, if he be's an all NBA defender, now he probably won't be first team. He may be second team, but don't be surprised if he's first team. That guy's that type of defender. He's that type of defender. He's a
dog. He got that dog in him. And go along with that, we got Ime next to him in his ear that whole time, kind of making him know his place a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan really could be again an all defensive first team, but if he's a second team on our team, then I'd say we did something right, and we're in that top 15 defense area. That'll be a good campaign message because I think we were bottom of the league last year, top 25. I think we were the 25th defense in the league at the time, 26th. That being said, Dylan Brooks comes in and makes us a top 15, top 12.
Yep.
Yeah, he gonna be that number 1. I'm totally into it. So that leaves our All NBA, right? That's pretty obvious. Jalen Green, obviously. I mean, just the scoring prowess. He can play make as well. He can get the boards when he needs to. He can get a couple steals. And when he needs to in the clutch, and he's actually thinking about it, he can play defense.
Yep.
So if we get that version of Jalen Green, yeah, that's an all-NBA level guy. Obviously, Jabari Smith, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. He's going to be an all-defensive guy. That's a two-way player, can shoot the 3, handle the rock, get the rebound. Yeah, that's an all-NBA guy in general, especially if he can be upwards of 20 and 10 some point in his career, easily. And then Şengün, I mean, he's going to be really that kind of that Jokic or Sabonis type that can get the ball anywhere, potentially score from anywhere, because in the post it's easy for him. We see him do step back threes in the Turkish league. I don't know why he's not doing that in the NBA, but he's doing all these crazy threes in the Turkish league right now and hitting them, knocking them down. Anything from catch and shoot to off the dribble to step back and fade in threes.
Yep.
He's got the bag. I want him to utilize it a little bit more though in the NBA. I like to see that. And then on top of him being a guy who could, he's the youngest center to ever average the amount of assists he had. I believe he had 4 this season, and he's the youngest center ever to have, I think it was 400 assists in a single season, 500 assists in a single season. I mean, that's just absolutely incredible for a guy like Alperen Şengün, especially on a team like that we had, So hopefully with that Freddie and Şengün pick and roll, it's going to be real nice. He could average anywhere from 15, 10, and 7 in his career,
Yeah.
That'd be incredible. That's all NBA level. And then, of course, Fred VanVleet could potentially make an All-NBA team, depending on where we fall as a team in the standings. He'll probably get a lot of attention this year. But at some point in his career, he could make an All-NBA team simply because he's just a really hard worker on defense. And I think they value that a little bit when it comes to All-NBA teams, as well as being a pretty good three-point shooter, a great facilitator, and he had 20 assists last year. If he could have something along the lines of 8, 9 assists this year, he could be potentially an All-NBA guy as well.
Yeah. Also, you forgot about. You remember that year? I believe we were 41-41, and James Harden carried us the last 3 games. He didn't make an All-NBA team. He didn't make an All-NBA team that year. So it depends on the production won't matter if we're not a good team. Production won't matter. It won't come in. All-NBA team won't come into play if we're not playing good basketball. But I believe I'm just going to bank on we're going to be up in between that play-in tournament this year, fighting between that play-in tournament. So I think a lot of our guys will get a lot of consideration. For defensive player of the year, All NBA, and I think Fred VanVleet, man, I think he's gonna be a lot of potential, like a third All NBA, the third team All NBA, probably scoop in a little bit of that second team if we anywhere near a playoff picture. That would be a plus for us. That would definitely be a plus for because he's definitely going to have some big games for us. He's definitely going to give us 20 points per night. He definitely can drop 20 points per night and like 8 assists per night if our guys really shooting the basketball pretty well. So he's definitely going to his points per game definitely is going to be very good, and it should be more efficient this year too.
Yes, hopefully, especially because he's got actual scorers around him, not a bunch of 6'8" guys that can just run around on the court.
Yeah.
I'm expecting him to be more efficient. I'm really expecting all of our guys to be a little more efficient. KPJ, Jalen Green, Şengün even. Şengün probably up in that close to 60%, 58-60% area, hopefully, for him being a big. And then Jabari, hopefully we can get him to be that 34% three-point shooter minimum this season. Hopefully he can get a lot of catch and shoot opportunities. Hopefully he's making a lot more of those off the dribble threes, but I'm expecting a lot from our guys this season. Going along with that, Dante, I have one question for you before we go. We got to have this conversation before it starts for the season. Who is our best player on our team? Not named Fred VanVleet or Dillon Brooks.
I said it once and I'm going to say it again. I think most of the Twitter said it because I was like one of the first people to bring it up. I think Alp is our best player. I think he's our best all-around player. I think for Jalen Green, he's the best scorer on the team. Like when you need a shot, I think Jalen Green is the guy to go to. But when you need someone that can facilitate at the moment and get guys involved and make a play, I think Alp is that right guy. I know Fred VanVleet came in, so that's going to take a lot. That's going to take a lot of load, off Alp. That's going to take a lot of load off Alp. Another playmaker that's coming in, that's going to get you 9 assists a game. But I believe Ime Udoka is going to put Alp in some situations. Hey, when we're going to run the offense through him, when Fred VanVleet is off the floor, I believe that's when he's going to be put in situations. Hey, to create a shot for whether if it's creating a shot, whether if it's getting a chase down block, playing some competitive defense, or putting someone in the post, getting his own shot. And he's going to be, I believe he's going to be improving the three. If he actually takes some of those threes this year, I believe he's going to be improving. You shoot 34% or 33%. I'll be even happy with that if he does that. But I think Alp is our best player, all around player on the floor. And I think Jalen Green is our best scorer in scoring situations when we need a basket. I think that's what Jalen Green at what excels. As far as playmaking, defense, making a play for everybody, getting a shot up anytime he's getting ready to, and post moves. I think Alp is our best player.
He makes a very compelling argument.
Yep.
Now, I do have to agree with him, although my GOAT is Jalen Green. He is my guy on the team, my favorite player. Yeah, Sengun's got to be the best player, like I said, aside from Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet. Sengun is just, he said it great, the most complete player on the team, from defense to rebounding to scoring to playmaking, to basketball IQ to efficiency. Yep. I mean, LP just does everything. And when you think about it, you just need a 5-tool player, reference the MLB here for a second. You just need someone who can do all things all around. And when you look at a big man, especially that can do all that, that's a very rare thing in the league. I mean, you name 2 people right off the bat, Sabonis and Jokic, and then it kind of stops. That's kind of it for the big man, specifically a center that can do everything. We got a couple power forwards that can kind of do all that, and KD, LeBron, and Giannis. But we're talking about a center, a specific big man that can do all that, and that's incredible. It's rare that we found a gem like that, that far down in the first round, and then later on to find a gem in Tari Eason. I think we've got real potential here.
Yeah. And when you get in Jokic seal of approval, when we play Jokic, I think on a back-to-back night, the last year, I believe, when Jokic come out and said, I think they need to run the offense through LP. When you're getting a seal approval from a guy that won an NBA title and that led his team and he was a good playmaker himself, that should tell you everything you actually need to know about how this man is right here. So when Jokic says that, I believe in it. And we seen it, Press. We see it every night. This guy, where if he can grab 15 rebounds a night, he grabbed it 15. I believe it was one game he had about like 20 rebounds in one game and straight dominated. So that should tell you right there. When you get the seal approved from the NBA champion Jokic, that should tell you something right there.
From NBA champion to coaches to Anthony Edwards praising to other MVPs, something's got to give. I mean, it's not rocket science to say that he deserves to be one of the 3 main pieces on our team. And I mean, between Jalen, Jabari, and Sengun, I really think those are our 3 pieces there. And now we got Amen Thompson, and we've got KPJ and Tari. I mean, that's a strong young squad as it is, including now Cam Whitmore, and Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks. Let's say we're in good hands. Hopefully, our coach, finals pedigree coach, can understand Sengun is a guy he got to run the offense through. He understands that Jalen, he's got a little bit of growing to do, and he can improve his playmaking as well. And hopefully, understands that Kevin Porter Jr. is not a point guard.
I think he pretty much understand. I think he pretty much understand that.
Definitely. Well, Dante, I think that's all. I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you guys for joining us once again, on this beautiful night for a podcast. Guys, we love talking about Houston Rockets, so come join us on Spotify. You can follow this podcast at the H-Town Rundown on Twitter, Spotify. Obviously, you're watching here on YouTube, and we got an Instagram over there, so check us out. You can also follow Dante down here. Dante, let them know where they can find you, my boy.
Man, y'all can follow me at Coach Dante on Twitter. That Rockets guy on Twitter. Y'all can follow me at Coach Dante on YouTube. Y'all find me at Coach Dante on Instagram, and y'all stay tuned, man. NBA season almost back. We got a lot of content coming for you, for me, my boy Press, and Pastor throughout the season of the Houston Rockets. Season is almost here. I'll be even happy with training camp and preseason get here. We'll have a lot to talk about. So, like I say, y'all keep tuning in and keep watching us.
Yeah, keep watching, man. Keep that eye on us. We're gonna go crazy. We're gonna go up. I cannot wait till the season starts. We're gonna have a lot of guests on the show. A lot of new people coming, man. It's gonna be a blast. But a secret. Keep up watching. Let us know where you guys think. Let us know in the comments below who you think is most likely to ... Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Follow us. Share us. You guys have a good night.
Have a good night, y'all.